Is Team USA on the same level as the Dominican Republic? Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is a big topic of conversation because, look, if you look at the depth in the lineup, specifically the starters, this is a team that's going to be starting JT Realmuto, Pete Alonso. Now, second base, it's going to be interesting because they were going to start Trevor Story, but now he had version of Tommy John surgery that's going to take like 5 months to recover. He's not going to be ready. So they could either start Tim Anderson there. They could start Bobby Witt Jr. there. But for right now, we're going to play with it as if Tim Anderson is playing second base. So it's a team that's starting JT Realmuto, Pete Alonso, Tim Anderson, Trey Turner, Nolan Arenado, Mookie Betts, Mike Trout, Kyle Tucker. What a fucking lineup that is. That is depth on depth on depth. You've got every form of baseball in there. You got speed, you got power, you got contact, you got every single facet of the game. Here's where the issues come, though. Because bullpen-wise, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, you only have 4 guys who are committed right now, so that could be a problem. But Bednar, Dylan Tate, Devin Williams, Adam Ottavino, it's not the worst bullpen I've ever seen. Right, but this is where the problems come, is their pitching staff is very thin. So their ace, most likely, is going to be Nestor Cortes Jr. Really was in Cy Young conversations for basically 2/3 of the 2022 season. So looking at this rotation, yes, you have a Clayton Kershaw type there. But Clayton Kershaw, again, he's not the Clayton Kershaw of old. Yes, he's still a good pitcher, but I just think Nestor Cortes is a bit ahead. So the ace of this rotation is Nestor Cortes. Behind him, Kershaw, then Logan Webb, who's a really good young pitcher for the Giants. But that's where things start to fall off. And this is where the U.S. coach, Mark DeRosa, has to make a decision. Is he going young or is he sticking with the old guys? Because if he goes young, I like their chances. Because I like Brady Singer and Merrill Kelly. Those guys are really good pitchers, but they're also young and inexperienced. If he goes with experience, those guys will be Kyle Freeland and Adam Wainwright. Adam Wainwright is old as dirt in baseball terms. If they're going to trust him to be pitching in a possible game against, I don't know, Jazz Chisholm and Great Britain or Freddie Freeman in Canada, I don't like their odds. But I would if it was like a Brady Singer, right? So, again, this is where Mark DeRosa has to make the right decision and start going young, not sticking with those old guns. Keep them in that locker room as sort of like as voices to these younger pitchers, giving them advice, etc. But overall, if you look at this team, again, every team in the World Baseball Classic, other than one, is going to have at least one issue, one hole, and that hole is usually in the pitching staff. Puerto Rico had it, and look, I did miss in my video on Puerto Rico, I missed talking about their bullpen. It just went through my mind. I forgot to talk about it, but their bullpen could possibly save their rotation multiple times. But again, unless they're going with an opener type of system, you're not going to fully remedy what the rotation is. When Marcus Stroman is your ace, it's going to be tough for you to really go out and exceed, especially because, are you telling me Marcus Stroman's only going to pitch 3 innings? No, he's going to pitch 4, 5, 6 innings to get to that bullpen, because you're not going to want to wear out that bullpen that's really good, that has a guy like Edwin Diaz in it. Really, they're relying on their rotation for at least 5 innings of baseball. And I don't think in 5 innings they're capable of not giving up They're not capable of keeping the opposition, especially an opposition like the Dominican Republic. If they move on from that group stage, a team like the USA, I don't know if they're actually equipped to manage a lineup that has Mike Trout, Trey Turner, Tim Anderson, all these guys that have such diverse games. I don't know if that rotation is built to last in that type of system. But back to the topic of conversation. I just wanted to sort of get that out of there. But back to the topic of conversation, Team USA. They have the same problem, but instead their bullpen is very thin at the moment. It's going to get deeper as the time comes. There's going to be more players that agree to go. But overall, you sort of know what you're getting out of this team. A lot of these teams are going to try and outscore you. They're going to out-hit you. And we're going to get more runs than you. And it's a dangerous game to play in a tournament style like this, because other countries are more used to a tournament style like this than the American sort of traditional of like the regular season being such a grind and stuff. Overseas, it's a lot of this, like group stages too. This is a very soccer-like format. And a lot of other countries, again, soccer's the number one sport, so they're going to use a soccer format. So with other countries being more used to that, how does America respond to that? And, being a team that's going to say, fuck it, we're just going to outscore you, it's a dangerous game to play in a tournament style. But is this team comparable to the Dominican Republic? Offensively, yes. Offensively, definitely. The American offense could possibly be the best offense in the World Baseball Classic right now. Only problem is, do they have the requisite amount of pitching to keep a team from going ham? That's the point. That's the point of contingency for a lot of these teams, and it's a big one for the USA. I expect them to get out of their group. I expect them to win their group. I expect it to be USA and Canada coming out of that group. There's a chance that a team like Great Britain with Jazz Chisholm playing in that role, and a team like Canada that's got a high-powered offense behind Freddie Freeman, they can start to exploit what America has in their deficiencies. And that is their pitching staff. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Again, when the World Baseball Classic comes around, talk about it, make videos about it, and just make sure the word is out. This is our chance to make baseball global. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.